Hi everyone, welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take a moment to reflect on the word of the Lord. Today we honor Saint Ignatius of Antioch, a bishop and a martyr from the early 2nd century, a time when following Christ could literally cost your life. As the Bishop of Antioch, Ignatius was arrested for refusing to worship Roman gods. He was escorted in chains in Rome and wrote 7 letters to the early Christian communities. He begged believers to stay united and remained faithful. And the boldest quote, I should say, was, "Let me be food for the wild beasts, that I may become the pure bread of Christ." Ignatius didn't face death with despair. He faced it with trust, because he knew the truth that Jesus spoke. The gospel that goes along with this honoring is Luke chapter 12, verses 1 through 7. It states, "At that time, so many people were crowding together that they were trampling one another underfoot. Jesus began to speak first to his disciples. 'Beware of the leaven, that is, the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. There is nothing concealed that will not be revealed, nor secret that will not be known. Therefore, whatever you have said in the darkness will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered behind closed doors will be proclaimed on the housetops. I tell you, my friends, do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but after that can do no more. I shall show you whom to fear. Be afraid of the one who, after killing, has the power to cast into Gehenna. Yes, I tell you, be afraid of that one. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 small coins? Yet not one of them has escaped the notice of God. Even the hairs of your head have all been counted. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." At first that sounds a little bit frightening, but Jesus isn't trying to scare us. He's trying to set us free from our lesser fears. In his time, I needed to research what Gehenna was, and it was a real valley outside of Jerusalem. It was once used for child sacrifices of false gods, and then later a burning pit for garbage. It became a symbol of spiritual ruin, a life that was separated from God. So Jesus' warning is really an invitation. Don't fear people who can harm your body, but fear or live in awe of the one who gives you life and never stops loving you, God. Ignatius lived in that truth completely. Like I said before, he was in chains on his way to Rome, and he called his sufferings pearls. He saw his approaching death as a union with Christ. His courage didn't come from strength, it came from a holy fear. Not a fear of punishment, but being in awe of being before God's eternal love. So today, let's think, what fears control my choices, and how can I surrender them? Another prompt would be, how can I cultivate that holy fear or that deeper awe for God rather than a fear of others? And then finally, Saint Ignatius saw suffering as a path to be unified with Christ. What might God be asking me to trust with him today? I hope this message resonated with you, and if you feel like a friend could use some encouragement, please feel free to pass it along, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's Whispers.